Hello guys, welcome back to lighting engineering class. Last class we have seen evening mode lighting. Okay, so we are just working with different color modes, right? So lighting is about experiments. Okay, so we always do some experiments with the light settings. Okay, which is interlinked or directly linked with real world lighting scenarios. Okay, so in this class, we are going to learn about, I have an interior lighting. So there are some different kind of lighting ways. So one is interior lighting, one is exterior lighting. Okay, so different type of lightings are there. Okay, so for interior lighting, I'm going to show you some different experiment sets. Okay, different scenarios, different color modes. Okay, so every interior has different colors of light. Okay, you might have seen in everywhere in your real world. Okay, no light is similar whenever you visit some other rooms. Okay, or some other interiors. So light varies. Okay, depends on the properties inside the room. Okay, and even the color temperature, what time it is. Okay, different time scenarios, the color of the light varies. So last class we have worked with some cool colors, right? So in this class we are going to work with some warm color. Okay, I'm just going to do interior lighting with day lighting. Okay, so last class scenario I was just using something, and this class I will achieve same kind of color mode with different light setups. Okay, so you just have to understand the technique. Okay, so the same techniques the same lighting can achieve with different ways. So I'm not going to show you with one type of lighting method. Okay, I will be using some multiple lighting methods so that you can be familiar with all type of lighting techniques. Okay, so here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to open my scene. Okay, it is my interior setup. So here you can see this is my environment. Okay, this is my interior. Okay, you can see here. Okay, it's just a simple scene. Okay, it has nothing, just a couch and a background, wall, and some windows. You can see here. I have a window, some flower wash. Okay, it's kind of a simple room, right? There's nothing. Okay, you can see here. You can see from here. Okay, the room is completely empty, and I have a photo frame here. Okay, so we are going to do some day lighting. Okay, that's why we have two large window. So here I want to just sorry guys. So I want to just make some settings. Okay, before I start working with lights. Okay, so first I have to set up my interface. Okay, the first thing is I need a 4 interface. Okay, you can hit space bar. Okay, hit space bar so that um, you can get 4 views. And once you get 4 views, now this time I'm going to work with 2 views. Okay, I just need a 2 view. Okay, you can go with this window here under viewport views here. Okay, and outliner. Okay, we already have seen this, right? Panel layout. So here you can. This is the one layer. Okay, one viewport. This is a 4 viewport, and the last one is 2 viewports. So you can select the 2 viewport one, and then in this right side of the viewport, you can see um, this is a perspective view, and this you're gonna see it's as an orthographic view. Okay, it's maybe a front side. Yeah, it's a front side. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to create a new camera. Okay, so here make sure you're working with rendering. Okay, and then you can go to create cameras and you can create a camera. Okay, or you can switch in your shelf. You can find rendering and this button over here. Okay, this button. Okay, a camera with some 3+ symbol. Okay, that means create camera. So you can create your camera with two uh, two buttons. Okay, two options. There are two options to create a camera. One is from the shelf. Okay, you can click this button. It will create a camera. Okay, you can see here it created a camera one. Okay, another one is go to create, and under the camera you can find a camera. So you can create a new camera. So there are two ways where you can create a new camera here. And now once my camera is created, okay, so this looks like, okay, okay, so this looks like I'm working with orthographic camera. So now go to panel, under perspective, choose camera one. Okay, once you choose camera one, okay, your camera will be set to perspective camera. Okay, the view will become a perspective camera from orthographic view. Okay, now you can see a wireframe mode. Okay, so by this time you know that how to move from um, how to change wireframe mode to shaded mode. Wireframe mode is a 4. Okay, when you press 4, it will be wireframe mode. When you hit 5, it will be a shaded mode. When you press 6 from the keyboard, it will be texture mode. Okay, so here you can see here. Okay, now this is a texture mode. Okay, shaded with texture mode. If I hit 5, you can see that the photo frame lost the image. Okay, that means the image is not visible. If you find your image is not visible in the scene or viewport, just hit 6 from the keyboard. Okay, so shaded with texture. Okay, so now I created a camera, and then I have selected a panel. Go to perspective, under perspective, choose camera one, and then hit 5, so that 5 or 6, so that you can enable wire. Okay, what is this? Shaded with texture mode. And now I'm going to move to view. Okay, under the camera settings, okay, go to under the camera settings, make sure over screen is on. Okay, and again go to view. There are two settings I have to do for the camera. One is last one, over scan. Okay, another one is resolution gate. You remember the resolution gate, right? Previously, I was working with the default camera, guys. Okay, so the default camera of Maya. So go to view. Okay, so this side, left side, okay, the camera which is I created. Okay, which I created the camera, that is camera one. And in the right side, right view, okay, this is a perspective view, which is a default camera of Maya. In default camera of Maya, under the view, go to settings, and you can see that overscan is on. You can see here, that's what the same thing I enabled it. Okay, so by default, the camera settings will be enabled by that. Okay, so now select the camera, okay, or just the view here. Now go to view. Okay, make sure you have selected resolution gate. And here in the resolution gate, you can see that it is 640 by 480. I have to change the resolution. So I'm just moving to render settings. Under the render settings, okay, it is by default render using Maya software. Change this to Arnold settings. And wait for some time, okay, so that it will change all the settings to Arnold. And guys, you know that we are working with Arnold settings. So whenever you work, make sure you are working with Arnold render. And in the common tab, okay, under the common tab, you can find first one, which camera I have to render. Okay, I'm just creating a render view here. Okay, in the left, okay, there are two views, guys. One is left view and one is right view. The right view is the perspective one, and the left view is my render view. Okay, that's what I created a camera here. Okay, so I just wanna change the name. Okay, I just double click here, render camera. Render camera. Okay, so I just changed this as a render camera. Okay, I'm just giving the name, okay, so that you can understand clearly. So now I want to make sure render camera, whenever I hit render, okay, I'll get a render camera settings. Okay, where whatever the view render camera has, this camera has. Okay, I want to just get the view. Okay, so now you can see here renderable cameras under common tab. Okay, under common tab, there is a render camera, renderable cameras. So you have to choose which camera I have to render. Now, by default, it will render perspective camera. It will render this view. So we don't want to render this view, right? So I want to render my own camera. So not the default one. So here under the perspective, okay, Dropbox, you can find your own created camera. Okay, the render camera. So I just selected my camera, and under the image size, okay, you can see here, this is 640 by 480. I want to just change this as HD 540. So change this to HD 540. Once it is done, now just close it. So once it is done, now I want to just set up my view. So according to, I just want to make my own render view. So now I want to zoom in, zoom out smoothly. Okay, so I'm going to move my cursor to the view. Okay, go to the camera tools and choose zoom tool. Okay, so here you can zoom in and zoom out according to your view. So you can see here this scene has a wall, floor, and the ceiling. Okay, and windows. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I just need all the three details. Okay, and even this wall. So that makes my story. Okay, so you have to create your story, right? So I'm just looking into the proper frame, which frame looks good. So I feel this frame looks good. Okay, excuse me. So I can see the left wall, top ceiling, floor, and the two windows. And of course, my couch, okay, or you can call it as a sofa. So I want my sofa and this region to be in the focus of my image. Okay, yeah. So this view is fine. Now you can see that I can move the camera, right? So previously I just recorded in the keyframe, okay. Yeah, no, we created a render view, right? So in this time, I'm just going to lock my camera. Okay, once your view is set, once you completed setting your view, okay, go to the viewport. Okay, in every viewport, you can find view, shader, lighting, show, render, panel. In the perspective view, you can see the same thing. Okay, these two settings will be similar, same for um, all the viewports. Okay, all the viewports has a different setting. If you just turn on, turn off, okay, the grid only will be off for the particular viewport. So every viewport has its own different settings. So you can see here at the top, you can find camera with the lock button. So just click on the lock camera so that you cannot move your view. So you cannot move your camera. My camera is locked. So now I cannot affect my view. So my view is done. So now look at here. So once my view is done, now I'm just going to move to the next part. Okay, this is your camera here. This is locked. So now the next part of my work is I'm just going to create an environment. I'm just going to create a sky. Okay, so look at here. Go to Hypershade. Okay, at the top. Before that, I want to just save my file. So I want to just save my file as Interior Design version 1. Okay, save. So my file is saved. Okay, so now we look at here. Okay, at the top, I want to just open a Hypershade where I can work with textures. So you can see this ball. Okay, so just click on this ball. You know that. Okay, we are just working for FAST2 class. Okay, so Hypershade where I can work with the shaders. So I want to just look at here. You know what? This Hypershade is a little bit messy. Okay, it just annoys you. So now you can see here the some of the nodes already were created. So I want to just create, I want to just click on this frame with some star kind of option. That means clear the graph. So once my graph is cleared, okay, find Arnold. Under the Arnold, okay, find AI Sky. So better, there are so many shaders. So I want to just search it, AI SKY. So you can see here AI Sky. So I have created a node for AI Sky. Okay, now close it. Close your Hypershade. Once you created an AI Sky, now I want to just assign this AI Sky to my environment. Now look at here. Previously, we didn't have this globe. So once you create the AI Sky, the globe will be created. Okay, so now go to render settings. Okay, guys, this clapboard with the setting, gear option is a render settings. Okay, now go to Arnold settings. Under the Arnold settings, you can find environment. Under the environment, there is no background. Okay, you can see a background here. The background is not selected. Under the background, find this checker box. Okay, under this checker box, just click on this check box. Okay, left click and choose AI Sky. If you didn't create AI Sky in Hypershade, you cannot find here. So first you have to go to Hypershade and you have to create AI Sky node, and then go to background, and then you have to choose AI Sky by clicking this checker box. Okay, you can create AI Sky. So once AI Sky is created, just close it. So now look at here. Go to Arnold tab. Okay, just click render. Once you click render, you can see here nothing happens. The camera is completely empty. By default, okay, the shape, perspective shape will be selected by default. Perspective shape, that means perspective camera is selected. So now we have to render the render camera which we created, the view which we created. So now go to this Dropbox and choose your camera, render camera shape. So once I selected it, I don't find any image over here. You can see here. Guys, make sure you frequently save your file. I don't want to remind you in the lecture. Okay, lecture video, I don't want to remind you guys, please save your file. So whenever you work, you just hit Control S so that your file will be saved. Okay, so guys, we are working with the rendering part, right? Lighting and rendering. So it takes so much of RAM performance. So it will give you so many crash reports. Okay, so I'm not using purchased license. Okay, I'm using educational version of Maya 19. So if you are using some other versions, okay, so there may be render bugs, okay, that crashes your Maya. So you will lose your file. So better save your file frequently. And now once my render is completed in 35 seconds, I don't find any view here, any image. So you can see here, nothing is in my image. So this is because here, look at here, it's spacebar. Okay, so that I can maximize my viewport. Guys, I have a window here. Okay, the window has some glass kind of option. So you can see here, this is blocked. my light is completely blocked. You can see here. So I want to give this, in this material, I want to give as a glass. You can see here when I select, it is a glass. Okay, so you can see here, this is a glass tube. So now look at here. So in this part, okay, I want to add some glass material to the model. So I have selected these two model and I have added into the layers, display layers. So look at here in the display layers. Okay, in the display layers, you can find the layer which are called as a glass, which I created it. Okay, in the layer options, how to create layer, how to add your object into the layer, you will learn in modeling part. Okay, in the detail. Okay, so I don't want to interrupt into modeling part. Okay, so I don't want to just get into the modeling pipeline. Okay, so but I tell you where you will learn this options. Okay, so getting ready for you, I have created a get ready layer where you can directly work on lighting rendering part alone. So you can see here a V. Okay, that means V means visible. So just click on the V. Okay, that means these two objects will be hidden. Okay, these two objects will be hidden from the scene. Okay, so now you can see here, if I enable V, okay, you can see here. So once it is done, okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, I wanna just check my render view. So I have to wait for a while. So guys, it takes some time. If you have a good performance computer, then your render will be fast. Okay, so for me, I have a good configuration, but still it takes some time. So again, this is this is just kind of dark. So I want to just stop my render and I want to just move back to render settings. Okay, under the render settings, find Arnold renderer. Under the Arnold renderer, okay, click on this uh, click on this box under the environment where we have added AI Sky. Just click on this black box with the play button. Okay, so that I will get render settings here. Okay, now click on the AI attribute where you can work with AI Sky attributes. Okay, the intensity is too less. You can see here, intensity is just 1. So that's why we couldn't able to see the render view. Okay, so now look at here. Once I enable this option, okay, I could able to see my sky here. Okay, do you see a sky here? Yeah. So guys, I didn't made any changes. Okay, so I want to just make my render view a little bit smaller. Okay, this is fine. So I'm just waiting for my render to complete. So I'm just searching something which may be useful for us. Real size. Yeah, this real size. I think, yeah, this is a real size. Yeah, now I got a proper render view. So you can see here your view. Excuse me. So once render is completed, okay, guys, I didn't made any changes over here. Okay, so we will. I just wanted to see this window to be white. Okay, so that my you can see here some light is entering to the scene, but still it is not enough. Okay, that's fine. So I didn't made any changes here. So I will come this part later. So now I want to just close my render. Okay, once I close my render, now I want to just create a directional light. Okay, under the rendering, you can see here directional light. You can create your directional light from here or go to create lights. You can create a directional light. It's up to you. So I want to just create a directional light. I have created a directional light. You can see here the directional light is created at the center of my grid. Okay, so I want to just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, go to channel box. Okay, so that guys, scaling the directional light, it doesn't mean the light will be so much. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, the directional light only works with the rotation. So now I want to just move outside. So I'm just setting my directional light. So now what I'm gonna do is I want to just make sure I have my render view in my side. Okay, so that I can see this directional light shade. Okay, you can see here. Okay, I'm getting another light here. You can see here, guys. So I'll just work with the default. Okay, so here, I'm going to save my scene before I just make some setup. So I just want to get some window shades over this wall below the frame. So I'm just trying to achieve that through directional light. So, okay, so you can see here, we got a shade here. And now again, I want to just so I'm just looking into the shade over here, guys. So I'm just adjusting according to the view. Okay, what kind of light shade I'm getting here. Okay, from through the window. Maybe minus 15. Yeah, this view is fine. Okay, it looks good. So you can see here, okay, I just got some shade here through the window. So it looks quite good. And I have two light source. Okay, one is from the sky and one is from the directional light. Okay, so here under the directional light, I want to just make sure your directional light is selected and go to attribute. And in the attribute under the Arnold, okay, find exposure, change this exposure to 2.5 or 3 so that I'll get some proper shade over here. Okay. So yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so the directional light exposure is fine. Now I have some satisfactory intensity. So the render time takes so much. So now I want to just stop it. Okay, to make to you look at here in the left side of the screen. Okay, and in the top here. Okay, my scene doesn't have proper light. It is completely dark. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm just moving to render setup. Okay, under the Arnold renderer, find environment. Under the environment background, okay, just click on this box with play button. Once you click it, you'll get AI sky properties. Okay, in the AI sky properties, I want to just change this intensity to 18. Okay, I just want to test it. Okay, I'm just testing it. Okay, oh God, I think I have too much of light in my scene. Okay, so we'll wait until my render is completed. So guys, the render always takes much time, so you have to be more patient. Okay, so you know what? I have a final render settings. Okay, I think it will take so much of time to complete. Okay, so I have good lighting scene. Okay, but with so many noise, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Okay, but look at here. I have uh, just near to the just opposite the window wall. Okay, I have dark scene here. The wall is completely dark. You can see here this region is completely dark. Okay, to avoid that, to minimize this dark, okay, what I'm gonna do is, okay, guys, to compare your image, okay, if you want to take a snapshot, then you can look at here in the render view, okay, not render view, at the below you can find a camera. So store a snapshot. So that means it will store a snapshot for you. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So I got, I just saved this image, okay, to make a comparison. Okay, how was it earlier and how was it um, the previous. Okay, so now just close it. Okay, or just go to render settings. Under the settings, find ray depth. Okay, at the top of environment, you can find ray depth. Okay, where diffuse is 1. Okay, I want to just change this diffuse to 3. Okay, once I change this to 3, that means my light will bounce from the scene and it will just reflect over the object and it will just make my exposure balanced. Okay, so something kind of, I'm just adding more bouncing light, okay, through the ray depth. Okay, ray depth, okay, there are so many rays. Okay, I'm just increasing more ray value of the light. Okay, all the light has so many multiplied with more rays. Okay, so whatever settings I have, I just multiplied with more rays. Okay, that's what 3 times I multiplied with the diffuse. That means the ray value will be increased. That means I will get more bouncing light in my scene. Okay, so once it is added, let's see how it works. So guys, the concept is quite easy, but you have to understand the technique. So how we are controlling the light. Okay, the controlling the light, it takes matter. Okay, so we cannot, you have light in my eye doesn't mean that we can light anything. No, there should be proper reason. Okay, we should not add unwanted lights in the scene. Okay, if you add unwanted lights in the scene, that means your scene will be heavy. Okay, so it's a wrong render. Okay, a wrong settings. So always you have to work with optimized setting. Okay, once I increase the ray depth diffuse to 3, okay, you can see here. Okay, look at here. Okay, I want to just save this image again. Okay, I have 2 images here. The first one, second one. So you can find the difference here. Okay, so I have multiplied my light, okay, light rays with 3, okay, using ray depth. Okay, so I will be getting so many 3 times more bouncing light in my scene. Okay, so you know that, okay, if light hits on the surface, okay, it just bounces, and again hits on some other surface, again it bounces. Okay, it goes on. Okay, that's why we have same throughout the light in the room. Okay, so now once you completed, okay, once you completed the comparison, okay, just click this I button, okay, so that you can start rendering here. Okay, so you can render here. Okay, so this is so now we got our complete scene is lighted. Okay, the only thing is my scene is not colorful. Okay, it doesn't have any color. So now I'm going to add some colors. Okay, once my render is completed, then I will add some color into the scene. Okay, you can see here, just it looks a basic model color. So it is not a proper color. And even you can see that I have some more light bleaches on the floor. Okay, once we complete the shading part, okay, the texture part, the coloring part, then we will control some more lights. So guys, whenever I teach you something, okay, in the previous class, I'll teach you one method for creating something. And in another class, okay, I'll teach you same thing working. Okay, if you want to create a camera, we can create a camera from 2 options. So I'll show you all the options in every classes. Okay, so you remember it. Okay, don't be confused. How I got, previously I created camera from here. Okay, and now I'm creating from the create button, and later I'm creating from other shortcuts. Okay, so I just want to show you all the options in the Maya, okay, which is linked to the lighting rendering. Okay, so don't be confused. Okay, just understand the way. Okay, so in every part, okay, I'll show you multiple options. Okay, I'll show you more tools, more options. Okay, so this is my method. I don't stick with one button. Okay, so what if this button doesn't work sometime? If you're working in the industry, if this button doesn't work, then you have to go with some other options. Okay, so that's why I always teach, okay, multiple options. Okay, so I'm not stick with one option. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, and don't be confused. Okay, so similarly, I'll teach you more method. Okay, previously we were just working with the cool temperature, color temperature to get this tone. Now this class I'm just working with the AI sky, because we have multiple options, guys. So we have to explore it. Okay, so now I want to just close the render. Okay, close the render view. So now you can see here inside the view. Okay, now look at here in the 2 view. This view I'm not using it because this is just a render view, right? So here, so I want to just add the wall color. Okay, so select the wall. Okay, everything is named properly here. Okay, yeah, side wall. Select the side wall. Okay, right click on the side wall. Okay, and at the last you can find, okay, at the last you can find assign new material. Okay, just guys, select the wall. Okay, right click and choose assign new material. That means I can assign new material to the selected object and go to Arnold. Okay, guys, you can even apply from here. The next option I will show you here. There are multiple ways to work in Maya, so I am showing you multiple methods. Okay, so go to Arnold. Under the Arnold, find AI standard surface. Once you click AI standard surface, okay, yeah, under AI standard surface, okay, find color. Okay, under the color, I want to just increase to, I just want to work with some red color light. Red color. Yeah, red color. Okay, once the wall is done. Okay, now, yeah, the wall is done. Now again, this is an attribute editor. Okay, you can see here attribute. Attribute editor is a little bit bigger. So I want to just switch back to channel box so that I get some more space here. Okay, now I want to just choose top wall. Okay, choose the top wall. Okay, wall top here. Okay, now you can just click on this hyper shade. Okay, the hyper shade will be opened. Okay, this is a wall color, right? So double click here. So you can change the name, wall underscore AI. Okay, so we have changed the name. So now AI standard surface. Okay, just open AI standard surface. Okay, here you can type top wall or ceiling. Ceiling wall. Okay, and in the ceiling wall, I want to just add color to the white. Okay, I just want to, I want the top wall to be white. Okay, so here, select the top wall. Okay, and you can see here, this is a ceiling wall, right click, assign material to the selection. Now it will be added as a white color. Okay, ceiling white. Okay, change this. Okay, this is white color. That's fine. And now I want to just work with the floor. So you can work from here, or you can just select the floor. Select the floor, right click. Oh. You know what? My screen is getting less. Yeah. So right click on the floor, assign new material. Okay, right click on the floor and assign new material. Okay, here you can choose Arnold, AI standard surface, AI standard surface. Okay, here you can rename it. I want to just rename it as floor underscore AI standard surface. And I want to just work with color white. And under the specular, okay, under the specular, you can see specular weight. Okay, change the specular weight to 0.2. 0.2. Okay, and the roughness to 0. So that means it will reflect. Okay, I get some reflection. Okay, so I have changed this. Now I want to just make some render so that I want to just look into my scene, how it looks like. Okay, once I added my light, and once I add color, I want to just make a preview how it looks like. So guys, render takes much time because the setting is added. Okay, it has more settings. So guys, the lighting rendering is the last pipeline of 3D. Once you create a model, once you color the model, then add animation to the model. Okay, before animation, there is a pipeline beginning. Okay, when you add bones to the model, then you can animate the model, and then you can light and render. Okay, light and render is a final pipeline. That means I will render it and I will get my output in my hand. Okay, so this has advanced option. If you are very much familiar with Maya, then I would have taken to more advanced lighting. Okay, so don't worry. Uh, I'll cover all the basics. Okay, whenever I'm teaching in the first 5 classes, we cover all the basics lighting, and then we will move to the advanced lighting. Okay, so simultaneously, okay, please be familiar with um, your Maya. Okay, Maya. Okay, mostly I just want you to familiar with Hypershade. Okay, the shader. Okay, the shader has more impact with the lighting. So once my lighting is done, now you can see here the light is done, but there are so many noise. Okay, so we don't care about the noise right now. Okay, so with the noise and all, we have to work later because it will take more render time. Or maybe you can change this test resolution to 50%. Okay, so that maybe we will get render fast. Okay, I will test in the next one. Okay, so now once it is done, now you can see here. Okay, so this render is done. Now you can see here the light is bleaching too much over here. So for that, what I'm gonna do is, again, I want to just switch back to my render settings. Okay, under Arnold settings, under environment. Okay, in AI sky background. Okay, in the AI sky background attribute, I want to just change this intensity to 15. Okay, 18 is too much. Okay, so you can see here. So guys, I have just changed my render percentage to uh, 50 percentage. Okay, so that's mean I'll get fast render. Okay, so if you find your computer is too slow, then you can go with this option. Okay, go to view and test render resolution. Again, you can choose 50%. Once we complete every work, then we can go with 100%, and then we will hit render. Okay. So if you already had experience with texturing part, then we would have added more texture into the sofa part. Okay, but now I'm just going to add basic color. Okay, I cannot use texture because we will be learning in 3D modeling and texturing class. Okay. So yeah, render is done in 42 seconds. So we got some renders over here. Okay, so now I can see some of my bleaching is controlled here. Okay. Okay, and now I want to just check my floor. Okay, it is 0.2 and roughness is 0. That's fine. So now once it is done, okay, what I want to do is I want to just move to the sofa part. So I want to just close my render. Okay, the sofa has, okay, you can see here, everything is named properly. So under the sofa group, you can see sofa base, okay, and sofa seats, okay, sofa seat, okay, seat 4, and okay, so I didn't select the leg. Okay, I didn't select the leg part and I just selected a sofa, the top, the upper part. Okay, and the seats and the base. Okay, and right click here, assign new material. Okay, assign new material. Now just click on Arnold. Guys, you can only assign new material when you right click, make sure you select all the mesh or object before you right click and you choose new material. Okay, so under the Arnold, find AI standard surface. Okay, under that you can change this to sofa seat. Sofa underscore. If you want, you can add any names. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, I want to just give some dark red kind of feel. Okay, so here. Yeah, so this red, dark red. Okay, once the dark red is added, okay, now you can see here under the specular, okay, in the base, I have added the color, and under the specular, okay, below the base, you can find the specular. Under the specular, the weight is 1. So I want to just work with 0.1. Okay, 0.1 and roughness to 0.4. Okay, I'm just adding the roughness of material. Okay, what kind of material is? If I just go with 0.1 or 0, it will looks like a floor material. So this is a cloth material, right? So I'm just adding some roughness into the material here. And once it is done, now I want to just check the render here. So in 30 seconds or 40 seconds, within 40 to 60 seconds, we are getting a test render. So if I'm working with 100% test render, I'm getting some time delay, right? So this is more advantage. Yeah, so in 39 seconds, my render is done. So, okay, so we got a seat here. Okay, so this is fine. So now you can see here the background and even the flower was here. Okay, it is completely without the color. So I want to just add some color to the flower was here. Okay, select the object and hit F. F for fan. It will just focus your object, okay, into the center of your viewport. Okay, you no need to zoom in, zoom out, and you no need to move and all. Okay, just select the object and hit F. Okay, it will just focus your object in the viewport. Okay, this is just a shortcut. and just select the object, right click, assign new material. I want to just add Arnold standard surface. I want to just change this to complete black. I added into complete black color. And once you added the complete black, okay, go to the specular. Okay, under the specular, change weight to 0.1. Specular weight to 0.1. Okay, and roughness to 0.4. Sorry. Then again, we will get some sofa kind of material, some kind of. Okay, so we don't need roughness over here. So I will work with again 0.1. 0.1 will be fine. Okay, so again, select the flowers. You can see here in the pot. Okay, you can select the stem and all everything, or you can select one by one. Right click, select assign new material. Okay, I'm just adding new material. That means I'm adding material plus color. Okay, AI standard surface. In that, I make sure it is white color, and this is white color by default. And I will add weight as same 0.1 and roughness as 0.1. Okay. So yeah, this is done. Okay, the photo frame is already added. I have created the photo frame. That's fine. Okay, so now what are the things left? Okay, the things left is backdrop, sofa legs. First, I want to select sofa leg and hold command key, control from the keyboard. Then you can, sorry, from the windows. Then you can add it. And you can see here uh, the wall frames. Okay, the wall corners. Okay, the wall corner and all the sofa legs. I want to just add as a brown or black color. Brown color maybe. Okay. Anything else? No. So other things we have added the color. Sofa seats we have added color. Floor we have added. Wall top we added. Wall side we have added. What is wall side? Okay. Wall side is added. Yeah. Frame. Yeah, we have to add frame 1, frame 2. So for all those things, I want to just add a black color. Okay, so new material. So now sofa backdrop. Okay, frame 1, frame 2, then wall corner. Okay, all these color will be same. So right click, new material, assign new material, Arnold, choose AI standard surface. I'm gonna just add some black. Some kind of brown maybe, right? So I have added it. Okay, so once it is done, now I want to just hit render. Guys, always rename it properly, okay? So something kind of extra black. Maybe I can understand it. Okay, extra black means I have added for the extra objects. Okay, so whatever you understand in the namings, okay, you can add it. Okay, so now just hit render, just start render so that we can see what kind of output we are getting right now. But we didn't got any black color for this. Okay, so let me open the Hypershade. So I got a extra black over here. If I delete it, yeah, it is assigned. So Control Z, double click. So maybe I can delete it. I want to just create AI standard surface. I want to just create from the beginning. Okay, so okay, extra black. Okay, I'm just going to add some black color into that. Okay, once it is added, now again I want to just choose uh, the objects, wall corner, frame 1, frame 2, then right click on the extra black shader and assign material to the selection. Now it is added. Previously, guys, I told you one way, in one or another way, we have to achieve our output. So when I right click and when I created assign new material to the selection, okay, this method is not worked for, didn't work for this objects. So again, I have to switch back to Hypershade. I deleted the, I just deleted the shader which I created, and then I created a new shader over here, and then I assigned it. It worked. Okay, so in one, that's why I'm teaching you 2 or 3 methods for the same work. Okay, by that, you will just uh, you won't be stopped, or you won't be stick with one method. Okay, if one or another method is not working, okay, you always have a solution in your hand. Okay, so this works fine. Okay, so I'm getting the black color over here, so this works in the render view right now. And now look at here, the next part. Okay, and the next part is the window. Do you remember we just hided the window here? When I just enable my window, and if I hit render, I'll get complete dark scene. Look at here. It's kind of a dark scene. I don't have any view because this glass material is hiding. Okay, this is not a proper. So to make it proper, okay, so I'm just going to select these 2 windows, right click, assign new material, add node, AI standard surface. Okay, AI standard surface. And in that, I want to just add this color to the black. Okay, and the base color, change this color to the black. Okay, and weight to 0. Okay. Now under the specular weight, okay, add specular weight to 1, roughness to 0. So we don't need roughness, any roughness. Okay, once it is added, okay, now look at here, below that, okay, below that, you may find refraction. Yeah, so in the previous version of Maya, okay, so in Arnold 4 or Arnold 3, okay, you can find over here, there will be called reflection and refraction. Okay, now they have just changed into emission. Okay, so once you change the specular to 1, okay, specular weight to 1 and roughness to 0, then again just move down, okay, and find emission. Under the emission, change this weight to 1. Okay, I'm just trying. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, once it is done, now go to materials shape. Okay, yeah, the glass shape 1. Okay, and under the Arnold, okay, find this opaque, just off this opaque. Okay, for the both glasses. Okay, for this glass and this glass. Okay, glass 2 shape and off this opaque. Okay, so now once it is done, now I want to just make sure I can render it. Let me check it, okay, by the render. Yeah, now I can get the light through window. Now you can see here there is um, no much light bleaches on the floor. Okay, there is no much intensity on the floor. You can see here. Oh God. So wait for the render so that it will be completed. Yeah, so now you can see here the floor. Okay, this is some kind of a fine, quite good here. You know what, that reflection is not working properly here under under emission. Okay, this is fine. Let's check it. So once the render is completed, okay, I'm just missing this reflection. The reflection should be proper here. Okay, we are not getting the proper reflection here. No, not even code is working properly. Okay, fine. So the render, but still we have some kind of dark one. Okay, maybe we look into our AI sky. Before that, I want to just select the directional light. Under the directional light, you can see a samples. The sample is just one. So I want to just change this to 6. Okay, so that I'll just reduce some noise in my scene. Okay, so once I increase the sampling to um, 6, that means uh, this region noise will be optimized. Okay, for throughout the scene, I have to add some more into the render setup. Okay, that we will go by right now. Okay, so once just we wait for once we just complete this render. Okay, yeah, this render is completed right now. Okay, now I want to just open the render settings. Okay, under the render settings. Okay, under the Arnold renderer tab. Okay, you can find samplings. Okay, in the samplings, I want to just change some samples so that I can reduce this noise. Okay, change this camera AA to 4. Okay, and I want to just change this diffuse to, before that, I don't want to render completely because I know that it will take some time. Okay, these settings will be more heavier. So, okay, so I want to just hold shift key and I want to just drag it so that I can render in the selection part alone. The if you hold shift key and if you select a marquee selection, that means the selected part alone will be rendered, not outside. So you can compare both sides. Okay, and I want to just change this diffuse to 10 over here. Oh god, this should be 0. Okay, and diffuse to 10. So when I increase diffuse to 10, okay, that means I'm getting so much of render time. Okay, and change this specular to 5. Okay, and just wait for your render to complete. It will take more time. Now you can see that this part alone takes 1 minute 6 seconds to render. So you can see here there is no noise. Okay, there is no noise in my scene. But when I just add the glass, okay, let me try some more things with the glass. Okay, I'm just gonna choose material attribute, right click the material and choose the material attribute. And here you can find AI standard surface, where we have worked with uh, the specular and color. Okay, I want to just change this IUR to 5. Okay, this is index of refraction. Okay, change to 5, but still we are not getting it. So there are some options we are missing in the Arnold 5. Okay, previously they have added um, reflection refraction. Okay, they changed refraction to emission, but the emission has um, too much value over here. Let me check it. So guys, here I have started with the render without the glass. Okay, I'll just teach you on glass material in the next part. Okay, so glass material has more settings. Okay, so I'll teach you the glass material part. Okay, so there are different kind of material, glass materials, right? So one is about window glass. Okay, and another one is some kind of mirror glass. Then you can find some glass in the car. Okay, so there are different type of the glass. So I'll teach you the glass part in the next one. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep the same thing. Okay, I wanna just work with the AI sky. Okay, if you find so much bleaching in the floor, okay, the light is too much white on the floor, then just reduce intensity of AI sky. Okay, that we have added as 15 right now. Then you can reduce for some more. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is um, I want to just click on this box so that crop render will be deactivated, and go to view. Under the test render, I want to just change this to 100%. Okay, so I want to just render completely. Okay, let's see how it works. The final render. So I'm just going to take a final render. It will take some time. Okay, we have to wait for some time. Guys, while rendering with the glass, okay, whatever you created a material, okay, just now I created a material, right? So whenever I create a glass, okay, so I find there is some problem with my file. Okay, so this shader is not working in my things. Okay, in the right side you can see completely dark. Okay, but the floor is working fine, and even the glass is fine. Okay, so when I off my scene, okay, the light, I'm just getting the light properly, but the floor is with more intensity. Okay, so you can try with more reducing, excuse me, reducing some intensity of sky. Okay, I've just used 14 or 15. You can just check it. Okay, and then just render completely. Okay, render the complete scene. You'll get properly. Okay, for me, when I just enable the glass, okay, I'm just getting this region to be completely dark. Okay, so I'm just getting some error with, you can see here, could not find attribute name class 02. So I have some problem with the material. Okay, so check in your computer. Okay, meantime, I will just debug this error, and I will bring you solution in the next class. Okay, so there is some problem with my Maya. Okay, so this attribute I'm not getting um, in the material. So for that, I cannot control this floor. So if I enable this, okay, layer, okay, you can find proper reflection on the floor. But the thing is, this region gets um, completely dark. Okay, so to optimize that, okay, I have to find some other solution, okay, to get this class 0 shape too. Okay, so when I get this solution, I'll update you. Okay, so this is what complete render scene is. Okay, and now you have to wait for complete render. Uh, complete render. Okay, complete render will take some time. Okay, so you can see here. This is my complete view. Okay, but it will just 4% has done. So it will take some more time for the render. So this is a basic part of daylighting. Okay, with skylight and the directional light. Okay, and we have just looked into some properties of um, render setups. Okay, we have made some render setup settings. We have learned render settings, and we have looked into AI sky and the directional light. So this was today's class topic. Okay, so please practice in the class. Okay, guys, you can see that my class is my class duration or my class lecture video is so long. So in one class, I will give you a video, and in another class, you can practice. Okay, that will be a live class. You can ask me doubt. You can ask me questions. Okay, you can get my help in the next class. Okay, the next class. Okay, one class we will be, okay, every week we have two classes, right? So one class, okay, you watch my video, and in another class you just practice and ask me doubt questions, okay, your problems, okay, anything. I'll just help you. I will be live with you, and you can question your things while you practice it. Okay, so by this way it will be more proper. I cannot take 40 minutes for lighting and rendering. If I take 40 minutes for lighting and rendering, okay, I can only cover 20% of the class. Okay, it won't be much effective. So I will, and you know what? I don't want to continue. I don't want to see this model in the next class. So every class I want to bring some new models. Okay, new chapters, new things. So I don't want to continue with the previous week things in the next week. Okay, that's why my class is long. Okay, so guys, you can wait for render. Okay, it just 11% is done right now. Okay, you just wait for your render. Okay, till it completes. Okay, I think it will take some more time. So guys, in the render settings, okay, we have added camera into 4, diffuse into 10, and specular into 5. That means your render time will be huge. Okay, diffuse 10. This means we are just buffering the same place for the 10 times. Okay, so in each and every pixel it will be rendered 10 times. Okay, so it will take more time for the render to complete. Okay, so it's been 25 minutes. Okay, still I have 21 percentage done for my render. Okay, so I think it depends on, yeah, it is depend on computer performance. Okay, try working in your computer. If you have a good performance computer, then your render will be fast. Okay, so once it will be 100%, you will get good output. Okay, for the scene. Okay, the noise will be reduced and the color will be completely balanced. Okay, so this is what about today's class. Okay, please listen to the all techniques which we learned in this class, and please apply in your practice. Okay, all the settings in your practice, and if you find, and try to find your own settings. This is my settings. Okay, before the class I was just trying to find what will be the intensity of AI sky, what will be intensity of um, directional light, and what will be the class value. Everything I was just doing experiment. Okay, so you have to do some experiment with lighting and rendering. Okay, find your own setting and your own style. Okay, the technique is same, but the settings varies. Okay, you have to find out what kind of lighting you want to do. You have to do practice on all those things. Okay, complete this task, and then you can make a night mode for this scene, or you can apply previous class technique on this scene. Okay, it's completely in your own interest. Okay, so more practice, more familiar with the software, more familiar with the lighting rendering pipeline. Okay, so thank you guys. Okay, it's just 23% of my render, 25% of my render is completed in 30 minutes, I believe. Okay, so I waited for a long time. Okay, once your render is completed, the noise will be reduced. Okay, noise will be removed from the scene. This is what we will gonna get in the final output. Okay, with proper lighting. Okay, so see you guys in the class. Okay, I will be online. Okay, you can ask me doubt in what I am. Okay, I'm glad to help you guys. Okay, so fine guys, thank you.